Okay. So what I was telling you, so till procedures we have completed yesterday, how to call procedures from our program. So that chapter is over. Today we are going to learn something called as cursor. So what is mean by cursor? Theoretically also will define, and then we will have some programs also we will learn on it. So before that I was just showing you one demo. I have a student table called a student here. So I will just display the records from the student table. So I give a command, select star from student. Oh, the command was wrong. So you can see here there are 4 records in my student table. Now what I am trying to update from, I want to change this Rita's name to Geeta, and that I will do it from my PLSQL program. So as you all know, I don't have to declare any variables right now. Just have to execute one SQL statement through my PLSQL program. So I just start my program. I said begin. I want to execute which command? Update. Which table? Syntax remains same. So update student. Set. I want to change name of Rita to Geeta. So I have to say set name is equal to the new name. New name what I want to give is Geeta, whose, so I have to give a where clause where earlier name was Rita.
Great.
So now I will just give semicolon, I press enter. Now this is not like our usual execution of SQL statement. I am writing a program. So the moment I press enter, the program will not get executed because I am still in my PLSQL block. Now I just give end. The moment I press enter, still it will not execute until unless I give forward slash. The moment I give
Got
forward slash, you can see a procedure successfully completed. But then how many records were updated and all, it doesn't show because it is executed internally or indirectly from the program. So anyways, to see whether our updation was successful or no, I can just say select star from student. Now you can see here the record. Earlier the record was the name of the student was Rita, and now the name is changed to Geeta. So this is how through our PLSQL program we are able to update. So similarly we can also delete the statement through PLSQL program. So I just wanted to show you. Now here you can see that when I updated, the record, this PLSQL block actually it will be at the user side. And where is my database? My database is there inside the Oracle. It is called as Oracle Engine. So the database will be stored inside the Oracle database. When I want to perform any kind of updation to Oracle through my SQL statement, what happens is the database is fetched from inside the database to the outside user area. It is something like, suppose I go to bank and I want to uh, make changes to my account number or something. So what the clerk do there? They will take out my details first. Suppose I'm assume that it is a manual work. So what the accountant will do? Accountant will take out that particular register, and then she will take out my page. Suppose I am the customer and my page has to be modified. So she will take out that page, or suppose if it is a form in a file, that will be the better example. Suppose in a bank there is a folder in which all the forms are punched and they are kept in a file. And suppose I want to change my form. So I go there as a customer. So they will take out my form from the file. They will make changes and they will put that form inside the file again. Did you get this example? So similarly,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happens to the database is whenever user executes update statement, especially update statement or select statement or any other SQL statement, the data from the database, because directly no other program can enter the database. A database is very secured place. They will not allow anybody to enter like that, not even any PLSQL program. So what happens is the PLSQL program will not be able to go inside. So what happens? It is something like, if as a customer, if I go and I want to modify the form, they will not allow me to go into their, I mean, cupboard inside, and they will not allow me to touch the file. The clerk in the bank will take out the file for me, and that form they will take out and they will give it in my hand. Now you can change and give it to me, and they will keep the form back. So similarly, what Oracle does is, it will not allow this PLSQL program to perform any updation. So what will happen, the database data or the record set, the rows and columns, that particular record set will be fetched out from the database. It will be brought into the RAM. You understand what is meant by RAM? RAM is random access memory. It is a temporary memory in the computer's main memory. So suppose my database is there in the hard disk. So from hard disk, the data will be brought into the main memory, and then, okay, I'll just share my another page here, Word file. So what happens is, suppose my data is inside. Yeah, suppose I'll just take out the pen and I'll try. Suppose my data is there in the database. What will happen is, Oracle will not allow me to enter the database. So what it will do is, the table from my database, when I'll say update student, so that particular student table which is there inside will be brought out. Where it will be brought out? It will be brought out into the RAM or the a memory area, which is a temporary memory area in which all the updations will take place. And after the updations are taken place and the commit command is executed, the records will go back into the database and they will be saved permanently. Till then, all the data will remain here. So this part, which is a temporary memory location, wherein all the SQL commands get executed, and after they are executed, when they are saved, then the saved data will be stored back into the actual database. So this particular temporary memory location is called as a cursor. What is it called as? Cursor.
Cursor.
So you understood this example? My Oracle database
Yes,
is
ma'am.
very, very secured, in which all my tables are there. Whenever I execute any kind of SQL statement through my runtime Oracle, so here, suppose if I have given a command called as update or delete or insert, actual what happens, the original record set or table will be brought here. Insertion also takes place here. And after all the updations are done, at the end, the data will go back and it will get stored. So for updation, we cannot directly go inside the database. It will happen in a temporary memory area. So this is called as, now let us start with our definition, theoretical definition of cursor. So as you all know, the definition of a cursor goes like this. Oracle creates a memory area known as a context area for processing an SQL statement, which contains all the information needed for processing the statement, such as the number of rows processed, etc. This memory area is private to Oracle and is known as cursor. So what does a cursor holds? Cursor holds the rows returned by the SQL statement. So when you say update the student table, or when you say select star, so when I say select star, all the rows and columns will be fetched from the database and it will be brought into the cursor. Suppose if I have to update a record, then which record I have to update? One particular single record whose name was Rita. In my just previous example, I updated the name of Rita to Gita. So what will happen? That particular record will be brought from the database into the area called as cursor. So cursor holds the rows that are returned by the SQL statement. Yeah. And then the set of rows the cursor holds is referred to as the active set. So at present, in the temporary memory, which is called as a cursor, in that cursor, whatever number of holes are rows are there, that particular record set is called as the active set. Anyways, So we'll not go too much into the details of the cursor, but let us see. The size of the cursor is the size required to hold the number of rows in the active data set. For example, now in the previous statement, I updated the table student, but I have actually updated only one record. So in that case, what Oracle has done is, in the Oracle cursor, it has brought only one record, it has modified that record, and it has gone back. In that case, the size of the cursor was only one record size. Are you getting? So this is how dynamically or on the spot the size of the cursor will change based on how much size is required. So when a cursor is loaded with multiple rows through the query, for example, if I give select star from student, select star from student means all the 4 records of the student table will be brought into the memory area called as cursor. So in such case, what happens is Oracle engine or Oracle system opens the cursor and maintains a row pointer. And then depending on the user's request to view the data, the row pointer will go on uh, locating itself into the active data set. For example, this is like rows and columns. Suppose I just give, suppose this is the record set, and here I have again small rows like this. So the record pointer will be pointing to 1, 2, 3, like that, one below the other. It will go on moving. Anyways, now let us uh, see what are the types of the cursor. Now cursor is a memory area, that much you remember. There are two types of cursors. One is implicit cursor and second is explicit cursor. Now implicit cursors are defined by the Oracle for its internal processing, and explicit cursors are defined by the programmers for processing the data. So now let us see uh, what is mean by implicit cursors and how we can know uh, what is implicit cursor. Now, as you all know, implicit cursors are automatically created by Oracle whenever an SQL statement is executed. Now, when programmer does not declare any explicit cursor, Oracle will create its own cursor. Clear? And that is called as implicit cursor. And when a programmer declares the cursor, how to do that, that we are going to see in the next class. So in that case, it is called as explicit cursor. Now, on these implicit cursors, programmers doesn't have any control on that cursor or on the information. Now, these implicit cursors are created by default to process the statements when DML commands like insert, update, or delete are executed. For insert operations, the cursor holds the data that needs to be inserted. For update and delete, the cursor identifies the rows that would be affected. So now let us see what is implicit cursor. Now suppose I have executed my previous command here. I have executed which command here? Update student set name equal to Geeta. So whether this command I have executed through PLSQL block or independently like this here directly. So in both the cases, Oracle has created a cursor, but we will not understand. So Oracle creates a cursor, it brings that record out, it modifies, and then it closes the cursor back. So it creates some kind of temporary memory. This is called as cursor. Now how to know the cursor? Implicit cursor I can't modify, I can't actually see what is implicit cursor, but through some commands I can know how the implicit cursor works. So for that, let us see the further notes. Now there are certain cursor attributes, uh, and then through these attributes we can understand how implicit cursor works. So there are 4 attributes which are common to implicit as well as explicit cursor. Let us see what are those attributes. So attributes are nothing but a kind of system variables. First attribute is called as percentage found. All these cursor attributes are always prefixed by percentage. Percentage found indicates this particular variable returns true if insert, delete and update statement have affected my record set, at least one record. Or select statement has returned at least one row, otherwise it returns false. So suppose in my previous record, in my previous example here, which example I have done here? Update student, set name equal to Geeta, where name equal to Rita. So I have tried to update wherever the name was Rita, I have tried to change it to Geeta. And it has done the updation now. Can you see earlier? So it could search this name Rita and it has changed to Geeta. So it has already done. So while doing so, it was searching for a record called as whose name was Rita. Has it found the record? Yes, it has found the record and it has also modified the record. Now suppose if I again execute this command. What command I am trying to execute? Modify the student table whose name is Rita. Now change it to Geeta. Now can you tell me what will be the output of this command? Now when I press enter, it will say 0 rows updated. Why it is so? Because already
Already changed.
yeah, name is already changed, and now if it tries to search for the name Rita, it is not there. So it couldn't find. So now in this case, now please understand, in my cursor, now this update statement while executing, Oracle has created a cursor and it tried to store the number of records that are fetched by this SQL statement. Now in this particular recent last example, no record was searched because there was no record whose name was Rita. So no record was searched. Hence, here in my cursor, no data was fetched. So this is how. Now let us see. In this case, this found attribute will return false. Why it will return false? Because in my previous example, I could not find any of the record. So this found will return true only when at least one record gets fetched. Is that clear? Fine. So how
Yes,
to
ma'am.
know this? So how to know? For that there is a program here. So what we have done one program. So that way I will try to copy. Here there is a program. Now this program, I will just explain. I'll take it down because that program was related to. Anyways, I also have a books table here. For you people, I have also created books table so that I don't waste time in changing. Now, to demonstrate cursors, what I have done is I have created a table called as books for you. Fine. Now let me go back and I'll tell you. I'll share my SQL screen and I'll tell you. Show you the record. Select star from books. Can you see here? My books table is there. What does books table have? Book ID is there. Book title is there. Then publisher name is there and publication year is there. So this is my books table. Can you see here? So there are how many records? There are
Yes, ma'am.
5 records. So now what I will do is I want to keep this books table as it is. Temporary, what I will do is I'll create one more table which is similar to books table. How I can quickly create the table? Suppose I want to preserve my old table, I don't want to spoil it. I want to create a copy of it. So I can quickly create a table like this. Create table. Um, just a minute. Here in my demo, I have taken VBK2. Okay. So VBK2. What is the new table name I want to give is VBK2 as. So you may be wondering again, I'll create the table, I will insert the records, it will simply waste the time. So nothing like that. See, I can quickly create a table if based on the previously existing table like this. Select star from books. Are you getting already? I had books table, I had inserted records. So I will suppose if I want to create a duplicate book, a duplicate table, which is same like books, and I want to just give it a different name called as VBK2, I can do like this: create table, table name as select star from previous table name. Table got created. So suppose if I just say select star from VBK2, it is same like my books table. Can you see here? This is how you can
Yes,
quickly
ma'am.
create a table based on previous. Why did I create this? Because I have already created some demo programs for you. Okay, anyways, so this is my VBK2. Now what I want to do is I want to perform some updation on this table. Now you have to answer my questions that this updation has affected how many rows. So first I'll just comment. Now what updation I am trying to do here?
Update.
Update the table name. Set what I am changing?
Publication year.
Publication year. How I am changing? The original publication year, I am incrementing it by 5. Suppose if it is 1998, then it will be changed to 2003.
2003.
For 5 years. Like this, all 5 records are going to be modified because I have not given any where clause. It is going to
Yes, ma'am.
update all the 5 records. So the moment I press enter, it shows me 5 rows updated. So can you tell me internally in my cursor how many records were fetched?
Five
There
records
were
fetched.
5 records were fetched. Anyways, and
Records.
also that attribute found, what we had discussed previously, that found attribute definitely must have returned to true. Why true? Because it could
Yes, ma'am.
find some records. Fine. So how
Yes.
to know that, or how to check the value of that found attribute? So for that we have done one program. So I'll just copy that program and I'll paste it for you. Okay, for that what I will do is I will just roll back. Roll back in the sense I will again cancel those. Mm, okay, before that, wait.
Modifications.
I have updated, but I didn't show you how the records have updated.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's start from T2. So this is how after updation, can you see all my publication years have changed? Earlier it was 1998, so it has come to 2003, then 2015, 2017, 2020, and 2018. Got it?
Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Okay. So now I have done this updation to show you that update command works. I'll roll it back again. Now what I'm going to do is the same updation I'm going to do through my PLSQL program. And while doing so, I will also show you how that found attribute can be checked. So for that, here I have written a program. Okay. What all the program does? So program has got a begin statement. In my program, I'm going to execute the same command. What is that command? Okay, update VBK to set publication year equal to publication year plus 5. Now I'm not doing it for all. I am doing it for only book ID which is entered by the user. So whichever book ID user will enter, that book ID's publication year will change.
Will be modified.
Clear? Yeah, it will be modified.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in this modification, my cursor will be created and cursor will store only that record whose book ID is entered by the user. Now, further, what I'm going to check is I'm going to check the value of the found attribute. Now, this found will return true only when my previous command has affected at least one row. Okay, suppose if I enter a book ID as B01, then it will modify whose publication year? This particular book's publication, it will modify. Suppose if I enter book ID as B07, will it affect any of the records? No, because there is no record with the book ID B07. In that case, this found will return false. Clear with that? Anyways, I'll demonstrate you.
Yes, ma'am.
So here through program, I'm checking if SQL percentage found. Now to this attribute, these are called as cursor attributes. All these cursor attributes must be prefixed with SQL and percentage. So if SQL percentage found, this will return true only when this previous command has affected at least one record. And the same variable will return false if this command has not affected any of the record. Clear with that? Now, if true,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
I'm going to display a message called as updated. If this attribute returns false, then I will display not updated, book does not exist. Is that clear? So now I will
Yes,
execute the
ma'am.
command. I'll execute the program. Now I'll enter the book ID B01. B01. And then I have execute procedure successfully completed. And then I got a message as updated. Why did I get a message as updated? Because this found attribute
That record is modified.
has got the true, yeah, and this found attribute has got the true value. Now suppose if I execute the same command and now I'll enter the book ID as B07. It will say not updated, book does not exist.
Updated.
Why? Which condition I have checked here? If SQL percentage found. So this SQL percentage found attribute will have a true value only when the cursor could affect or this SQL command could affect at least one record. So in my second case, when I had given book ID as B07, this updation statement or update statement did not affect any of the row because that book ID did not exist. That's why this condition got false and then I have executed this. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what did we learn? We learned what are implicit cursors. Implicit cursors are automatically created by Oracle. And then there are cursor attributes. The first cursor attributes we have seen, it is called as percentage found. What is the meaning of percentage found attribute? The meaning of this is the percentage found attribute will return true when the update, insert or delete statement have affected at least one record. Or if I have executed select statement, then in that case, whether select statement has executed, at least it could fetch a single record at least. If it cannot fetch any of the record, then this percentage found will return false. So as we have seen in my B07 case, it returned false, and that's why the program printed the message called as not updated, book does not exist. Is it clear to you? Yes. Now let
Yes,
us
ma'am.
see the next attribute of the cursor. So for that, which screen you were able to see? PLSQL screen you were able to see, na? SQL screen,
Yes,
Prajwal?
ma'am.
Yeah, now I'll
Yes,
take you
ma'am.
back
Yes,
to
ma'am.
my cursor notes Word file. Now you can see the Word file.
No, ma'am.
Word file.
Now I can see.
Yeah. So here, now what is the second cursor attribute? The cursor second attribute is not found, which is reverse of this found. This not found will return true if no rows are selected. Got it? Ulta. Found will return true
Yes, ma'am.
if at least one row is selected. Not found will return true if no rows are selected. Clear?
Selected.
And it will return true when uh, what you can say, yeah, it will return false when at least one row is selected. So it is just opposite of found. Anyways, will not suppose if I want to see the execution of this, what I will have to do, I'll have to write a ulta program. It is like this. uh, Wait, I'll just share a new. Okay, so for negative result also I have done. Now demonstrate SQL not found. For that, I have again written a program which is little reverse of this. Can you see the program? Begin. I have the same update statement. Update VBK2 set for publication year where book ID equal to whichever book ID user will enter. Now here instead of SQL percentage found, I have used the attribute SQL percentage not
Not
found.
found.
And then now if I don't found, then if not found is true, that means the row will not be updated. Are you getting it is ulta?
Yes, ma'am.
Else it will say updated. Clear? So not found will return true when no rows is found. So I have to message,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have to print a message called as nothing is updated. Got it? So this is how.
Yes,
Anyway,
ma'am.
there is some wrong message here called as employee does not exist. So just ignore that. Now I'll enter the book ID as B01. When I enter B01, it will say updated. That means it went to which part? This else part. Why? Because the not found was returned false and then it went to this. Clear with this? So similarly, I can try
Yes,
with
ma'am.
B09, which does not exist. It will say not updated, employee does not exist. It is saying employee because I have given that message in my program. Clear? Anyway, so found
Yes,
and
ma'am.
not found, it is similar, just again reverse of each other. Now I'll just take you to the next attribute. Next attribute is open. Is open will return true if the cursor is open. Now problem with the internal or implicit cursor is, implicit cursor is returned, or you can say it is controlled by the Oracle. It will not allow PLSQL program also to have access to it. And the moment the work of the SQL command is over, the cursor will be quickly closed. So we cannot see whether the cursor is open. So this is open will always return false in case of implicit cursors. We can see it effect when we will use our explicit cursors that we'll study in the next class. So this is open will return true when the cursor is open. But in case of implicit cursor, always the cursor will quickly close. It will not keep the door open. So we will always see the door closed. We will not get an entry inside. So this value will always return false. Then there is one more command called as row count. Now this attribute row count will return the number of rows affected by our previous command. Like for example, whatever command I'll execute, suppose if I have inserted a record, then it will return one value because always we insert one record at a time. Now suppose we have deleted 5 records, then this row count will return the value as 5. Clear? So row count will return the
Yes, ma'am.
number of records that are affected. So for that here I have written a program again. Now see this program. I'll explain the program here only. I have taken declare and I have taken one variable called as rows affected. Rows underscore AF is the name of the variable, which is of the type number. And then I have said begin. I have executed update command. Here in this case, I am trying to update the publication year of those books whose publisher name is Tata McGraw-Hill. Now, can you tell me from this how many records have got the publication name as Tata McGraw-Hill?
2, ma'am.
2 records. So when I say update the publication year of those records whose publisher name is Tata McGraw-Hill, that means how many records will get modified? 2.
2
So when
records.
I execute this update command, then my row count, this row count variable, it will return 2 as the value. See how I am demonstrating that. I have used update for Tata McGraw-Hill. Then this rows affected variable, I am going to initialize with what value? With SQL percentage row count. So this row count will return those number of rows that are affected by this SQL command. Clear? And then
Yes,
now
ma'am.
in this case, 2 is the number of rows that are affected. So this row count will have 2 value, and I'm going to store it in my variable called as rows affected. And then I'm also checking if my SQL star row count is greater than 0. That means it has affected at least one record. Then I will say updated, and how many rows are affected, that I'm putting in between. Can you see here? This is in single quote. Which part is in single quote? This part, updated.
Update.
Then this is outside single quote. Yeah. Outside single quote means the variable content will be shown. Updated, how many? 2. And then this is again a message. So updated 2 records. This message I'll get. Else I will get a message called as not updated, book does not exist. So anyway, in this program, I am going to see what is the content of row count. And that row count, I'm going to see rows affected. Anyway, so I will just execute this. Yeah, you can see Oracle screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And now here in this Oracle, I have executed the same command for SQL row count, and I could see the output as updated 2 records. How this 2 value has come? That 2 value has come from this particular attribute called as row count. It has got stored in my variable called as rows affected, and then it has shown me updated 2 records.
Two records.
Now if I modify this program, how will I modify the program? Now suppose I'll modify the program, and now see, I have modified this program as I am trying to give the publication name as VK. Okay, I'll take you to a different share. Where is my implicit last note remaining? So here I will show you. When I have given the publication name as VK, my row count will return 0 because there is no publication by name VK. And then it will say, because row count is not greater than 0, it will go to the else part and it will show not updated, book does not.
Not up.
Got this? So this is